Hi, my name is Wanda. I'm going to channel. That means I allow energy to pass through me and it turns into energy. And then it has an energetic exchange with the people that are gathered here in this little group. So I can also do private channeling sessions. And if you are not liked and subscribed on YouTube, you better go over there and do it right now. And I guess that's it. I just like to say hello and I'll say goodbye at the end. We're going to have Jessica covering the bowl for us. Now I'm even calling it that, but, and then I'll just disappear for a moment, a few moments. Okay, go ahead. There is an important noticing to be mentioned at this moment. The humans that have decided to step forth here to represent others are chosen because you are representing different parts of your human friends. We are saying that you are gathered here because you're interested in energy, but in your normal lives, you are different. So you all hold different places in the world, different occupations, you have different interests and friends and such as this. And the reason that you are different in that way is so that you may come together and show others how different humans can come together for a common goal and achieve it. Different humans can come together and be one. It's not necessary for you to all be the same to get along. This is sort of a new concept, really, because humans have learned how to be divisive. You look different than me, I don't like you, go away. But in this energetic exchange, it's important to understand that in this time and this moment in time, you are all one, therefore you are all identical. You're all the same, no matter what you look like physically or how you behave emotionally or what you do for a living. In this moment, you are one. So you are representing to mankind what it is capable of achieving when it comes together as one. So this is important to notice. There's absolutely nothing for you to do or undo because you are representatives of others when you come together at this gathering. It is also important to draw attention again to the energy that encircles each of you and draws you together as one energetically. So this is another part. There's representing different humans, but there's also an energetic joining of those who come together for a few moments with the common goal in hand. And the common goal here is to show up and represent yourself to the universe of love and say, you are welcome here. We wish you to come. And the universe says, and you are welcome here. We wish you to come. So there are the same feelings or emotions, that's not the word, but there are the same sentiments for each party gathered here. The universe of love, non-physical energy, and the humans who show up. We are all joined together now because we are showing, all of us, that we can listen and we can hear and we can be one together. And although the universe of love shows up energetically, it is still also showing you that you are still the same as the universe of love, for you are love energy contained within a physical framework. So you are together, you are similar, you are one with the universe of love. And now we will have an energetic exchange that is put in perspective, that is put in its rightful place of grace, perhaps. Yes, that's a very good word you come up with. This is what this will be, a gathering of grace. So where shall we begin?
Hi, Aaron.
Hello.
Do you have any messages for me?
You are such like a barely contained human. You are sort of considered a butterfly, very, very light, hardly keeping your feet on the ground. Now, the wonderful thing about being a butterfly that looks like a human is that you may lift yourself up from the concerns or troubles of others or emotional discord and all of this. You are able to fly above a little bit and offer some grace is coming again on the others who are struggling down below, for they don't know how to fly. Now we will explain what we mean by this. You have stepped into your role as it's almost a fairy godmother, which is very odd to come up with these words together, but it is like this. You're able to fly, so you do so. And when you do so, you don't do it all for yourself. Flying around looking at all the wonderful things yourself, you notice that there are humans who are having troubles. There's strife, there's unease with them. So you know that in a way you may bring a certain amount of peace to them without them knowing it. Now, many don't understand this, but you have taken this on yourself. I may give ease to the lives of those who struggle without them knowing it, by being a butterfly, flying above on top of them, sending them little wishes and love notes and sparkly energy. We are just confirming to you what you already know, but it's important for others to know that this sort of human being exists, because there are others also who perhaps they're just getting their wings, we would say, but it's important for them to see, here's one. Here's a human now who's already morphed into a butterfly and is bringing ease to others. Now, the beautiful part of this, aside from this confirming what you already know, is that with these wings, you could certainly fly away and leave the troubles behind and allow the humans to fight it out themselves. But you have such a great love for humans, you can't leave them to their own devices. So you stay close, but not too close, far, but not too far. And you allow love, you call it different things, but it's really love, to flow through you to them. So you are a great channeling butterfly. What do you think of this?
That's wonderful. Thank you.
You understand that you chose to step into a role like this. It was not always your way, but it was a decision that you made to be there for mankind.
Yes, I understand that.
Is that good for you?
Yes, that's very good for me. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Evening, Aaron.
Hello.
In the past, you've said that the energy of humans can actually help manipulate their causes weather patterns on the earth, as I recall the statement. And right now we're going through some extreme weather patterns that we've never experienced in this part of the world. And I just wondered, is that to do with the energy levels changing in some way, or I guess I'm just wondering where that's going, what that trend is about, and what it's trying to accomplish.
We will break this question in pieces, so you're able to understand. There's certainly no notion that humans cause energy changes in the climate. That is not anything that we have discussed with you. So when you speak of humans' energy, there is energy that humans may put forth to one another. Now, if humans were to put forth their energy in a kind, loving way, or it could be negative way, it could be hurtful way, humans use energy oftentimes before they speak, before they know their words, before they even understand they're doing it. So oftentimes you can come up to a human and understand a lot about them before they say anything. So this is their energy coming forth before their physical being. So energy passes through humans, is contained within humans, and humans move it around with them. That's a very small summary of energy. Energy is a much large topic. It really, it's everything. So this is what humans are capable of. Humans are not capable of changing the earth patterns, the climate, the weather. This has nothing to do with the humans who are visiting the earth. The earth itself has its own energy as well. So there's humans with their energy and they can see it with one another and they can push it on each other. Then there's your earth. And your earth has its own energy cycles. It has a life of its own. It is always moving. It is rich with energy and it is creating always. You have a joyful, overwhelming, loving planet where you reside on that cares about evolving itself. So it is on its own evolutionary path, which has really, the humans come to visit it, but it is doing its own thing. So we are not sure exactly what you're getting at, but there's no way for humans to change the climates and the earth. Does that make sense to you?
Okay, I thought there was more connection. So to turn the question around, then no matter what activities humans do, then there's the earth is not responding in any way to those activities, other than I guess if they're physically affecting the earth, but energetically.
Well, really, you know that your planet has survived long before you, and you know it can survive without you. Do you understand this part?
Yeah, I think so. But just given what's going on, there may be many less humans on it if things continue the way they are.
Yes.
So in order to try and help everything, it's if we can understand the relationships, maybe we can help in some way. That's where my question was going.
Yes, it is important for you to be your highest self while you are in your life, if you're able to do so. If you're not able to do so, then just live your life and it will end and you'll start again. If you're able to be aware of what's going on within you and what is going on around you, you evolve yourself. Now, here's really what you're getting at. As humans evolve themselves and learn to become to listen to the way that the trees speak, when a human evolves to that level where it can feel the grass moving underneath it, it will change the way it treats the world that it lives on. But not all human beings will be evolved. As a matter of fact, many won't be. So in a way, that is sort of the answer to your question, but we did not wish to say the more evolved you are, the better earth you will have, because it's a very long road to get from here to there. So we separated. The world will do its thing. The world is evolving beautifully. It lives, it grows new species. It has many offerings to humans. If humans wish to spend time in it, spend time with it, have a conversation with it or anything like this. But the earth goes on itself. The earth is not relying on you to allow new species to come forth. But you are sort of relying on it to stand on, to breathe in, to live on. So if you become more evolved, and we don't mean just you, if humans are now start to become conscious beings and understand that the trees are breathing, certainly there will be a different attitude towards all things considered on your earth. But again, you must understand that there were very few humans that will be like this. So in a way, the humans are condemning the earth to some treat it as a playground, other people treat it as if it's their right. They have a right to do with it what they will. There's this sort of egotistical attitude towards it. And that perhaps will influence certain things. But you yourself as an evolved human will never change the growth of the earth itself. It wishes, it becomes more alive each moment that passes, and that you can't harm. Does that make sense to you? It's sort of a complicated answer because really your question is very multi-layered.
No, it's could be quite complex, but no, I think I understand that. Thank you.
All right. Let us do Namaste.
Very good. Namaste.
Hi, Spirit.
Hello.
I've been having a lot of pain and discomfort in my body lately, and I was wondering if you could tell me anything about that.
Do you believe they are emotionally driven? Do you understand the connection? Of course. So there are things you're working out that are working through your physical being, because you have decided that your physical being would be a representation of you and how you feel. So others may look to you and see often what it is you think or how you feel or where you're at the moment. So you are very expressive physically. So as you feel certain emotions and they are darker, more angry, of course you'll feel them physically in an angry way. When you are feeling tight and anxious, you feel tight and anxious, your body agrees with you. And when you're feeling loose and carefree, your body agrees with you. And when you want to have great fun, your body agrees with you. Your body will always agree with you emotionally. Do you understand the great connection between, this is specifically you are speaking of, most humans also do it, but you have a great connection with your physical self. Are you aware that you have this connection with emotion and your physical frame?
Yeah, I think so. Normally I feel like I can shift it, more easily on my own. And lately I've just been having, there's been something, I guess, something deeper that I'm working through, because it's taking more effort, more energy to shift it than it usually does. It's something that it's staying with me a little bit longer for some reason. And
the longer things are with you, the longer they are to leave you. You understand? Old things sort of need a bit more time. Short new things are different, but we would like to correct your wording. You ask, when you speak, you say, I move the energy yourself, as if you're able to do so, but you're really a mortal. So you yourself can use your brain as much as you wish to move things. It's very difficult and really impossible, we would say, perhaps, other than self-will, really. But there's a really easy way for you to move things, because you are very interested in the wind land and the nature and the rocks. You understand what happens when you put your feet right into the center of the earth and cover them in mud. You understand what happens then. Then things are removed from you, and your earth will be able to process them much more easily than you do. So you have access to great resource there. So be careful when you are speaking that you don't say I, because it's really, when you say I, you're confining yourself to your brain and ego, which are only as old as you. What you're really saying is your energetic self or your higher self knows how to heal, has access to energy and great resources, and can certainly use the earth that you have chosen to live on to accelerate your healing. This is the proper wording. And we are careful with human words because you trip yourselves up with them. When you say it, it becomes a rule. I heal myself, I move energy. And then your body says, oh, they're going to move it. So then it's not invited to the party. So when you say we, us, the universe, energy, the earth, whichever way you want to put it, let's just allow it all to pass through. That's much different, because then you have untold resources. You have access to great energy. Do you understand this? Yes, so it's never really you, but if it is you, it will certainly take a long, long time, forever probably, because you prove yourself by yourself.
Thank you for the reminder.
Is it good for you?
Thank you.
Let us do Namaste.
Namaste.
Hi, Erin.
Hello.
I don't have a question this evening. I'm just curious what you have to say today.
Curious. You ask no question, but you're curious. You see?
Yes.
So curiosity is really a question in itself, because it's really saying, what else is there for me to know? So it's always really a question, being curious. What else is there? What else am I capable of? What else am I able to receive that is being open to me? How wide can my mind get? How wide can my understanding of supernatural, how wide can I get? How big can I be? This is truly what you ask every single time. How big can I be? Now, you can be as large as you are able to let go of the fear. Fear always slows you down, and everyone really. We say you just because you're representing others, but really it's fear that slows the evolution of mankind down. That's just in the history books. But you yourself also have a certain amount of fear when you get out there into the unknown place. The unknown place has not always been safe for you to venture into. So as you try a little bit, and these humans that you spend time with, they are a little bit adventurous like you and curious, and they move out. And together it's a little easier. Together it's a little easier to go to faraway places. It's not as fearful as going there by yourself, for you can hold hands perhaps, or you can hear one another, and you know you're all right to move a little bit forward. So this is just your human way to be a little fearful in unknown places. But now you have support group or other humans that you're able to ask to come along with you on your little adventures. So now is a different sort of fear. So there was that fear in the beginning. Now there's a different sort of fear, which is asking for help, asking for assistance, asking for someone to accompany you on your journey. And that puts you in a very vulnerable spot. For what if they say no? Will you collapse or perish? You see? So take the fear as far as it will go, which is this. I would like to ask someone to help me. I'm afraid of that. I will. If they do, if they say no, I won't perish. And do it over and over again until you're very comfortable asking for help and saying, oh, well, I guess not. Very easy, and it won't bother you at all any longer. But by this reaching out to others, you will be lessening the fear of moving into the unknown at the same time. For your human interactions with others and asking for things you need has not always been answered in a positive way. There's been lots of no's for you. So now it's time for you to do this again. And as you do this pattern of asking and receiving or not receiving, pretty soon you'll see yourself getting bigger and bigger and getting braver and more easy with life and adventures, and you'll go a little further and a little further. So this pattern can begin by simply asking a human for help, and then it will evolve into a more trusting attitude for yourself to move forward into the unknown, which is where you want to live, but you're afraid to go there. So you've got a bit of trouble. You want to go, you can't. You want to go, you can't. Does this make sense to you?
Yes and no. I have been noticing lately that I've been more aware of who's going to support me on my journey and who isn't. So that's been definitely in my awareness. But I'm not sure what I'm supposed to ask at the moment or things like that. But yeah.
So the part that is no is what?
When someone says no, you mean?
No, you have said you can understand part of it, which is this interacting with humans and asking for what you need. And the part that you're not so sure of is what?
I guess I'm just not quite sure what I'm supposed to be asking help for at the moment. But
yes.
Now that you say that, I might see it more come, like in the future.
Yes, but really, you understand at a larger part of yourself that you're quite adventurous and you wish to open and be huge. Yes, you do agree with this?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you want to be huge. So of course you're asking them, does anyone know how to be huge? Is anyone going down the road of huge? Do you have any tips about going to be huge? Really, it all revolves around this sort of being comfortable with the unknown and going forward. And mostly by asking others, you can gain a certain amount of human confidence in this way, because you'll say, oh, they already did it. All right, they're all right, I guess. Well, I'm going to try it. And just by this easier attitude, well, maybe I will, maybe I'll try that. Just by that easy attitude, all of a sudden the fear has no place to live, because now there's this spaciousness now. Oh yeah, well, I'll try it, or it's all right, just easy like this. Fear lives in the notion of undeserving and keeping your vision small, tiny, and don't hope for too much and don't ask for too much. This is where your fear lives. So when you're thinking about unknown, huge things, it's the opposite of the place of fear. So any sort of conversation about this magic, huge energy things takes you far away from the fear, and then you can breathe. Then you can be more yourself. You can see who else is venturing around. Do you understand this?
Yes, I do.
It is very good for you to have your adventures now and leave your fear where they belong, which is in the past.
Thank you.
Let us do Namaste.
Yes.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Hi, Erin.
Hello.
So I probably have like a number of different questions, just trying to pick one. And one that comes to mind is we earlier had talked about energy and the impact on weather. And I guess one of the things that came to me was I was wondering about energy and what we call auras. So there's some humans that are able to, that indicate that they see color around human forms that comes in various colors, that tells them about that other person's energy. And I was just wondering if you'd maybe comment on that a bit, and just curious about why some people can see it, why some people can't see it.
Yes. So you are speaking of energy and the way it is perceived by the human who is experiencing it. So, for instance, if you were to see energy somewhere, you might smell it, you might hear it, you might not see it. Someone else sees the exact same energy, they might see it, but they won't hear it, or they won't smell it. So humans' energy is around you all the time. You're really quite used to it, believe it or not. But it is as if it's a great phenomena to finally notice it. And yet you're encased in it. It's around you. You push it through every time you move your hands, you're pushing energy. So it's all around you. But then there is a certain focus or interest where humans say, hey, guess what? We just saw energy. Well, no big deal. It's always around you. All right. But all of a sudden, then the human says, hey, we can see the energy. It's a color now. Other humans will say, what do you see? What do you see? What is it? What is it? Will you teach me how to see it? How is this? How can I be like you? You see? So there are human events that occur when a very natural thing happens where you see, smell, or hear energy, and it's turned into a big deal. When it's turned into a big deal, you're implying that some people have it and others do not. We have been spending much time trying to impress upon each human that we come across that you all know how to do everything magnificently. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a channeler such as this. You all know everything, but you're just choosing to forget at the moment because you're trying to fit in with other humans. We will explain this slightly. So as you come into human form, you come in with part of the universe of love within you. So it knows how to connect to the universe of love. You know how to connect to the universe of love. It's within you, all of you. No one has to teach you how to do it. You don't have to read a book, and you don't have to compare yourself to others who say when they do it, they see this. Definitely not. Each of you have your own access point. So there's a dangerous situation with this specifying energy into colors, sounds, or sights, or smells, because you're dividing yourself. Those who can, those who cannot. So what we wish to impress upon you is that you all can see, hear, and smell energy. You are part of it. You are energy yourself. You're moving around with energy. So it's no big news to you that you can see it sometimes. Now, the humans then, that's very general, but specifically we'll tell you that humans that can see certain colors have got a certain sensitivity to the energetic speed, the speed of energy. Sometimes it goes very, very fast. And when it goes very fast to them, they would interpret it as a color. Others would feel it as heat. Others would feel it as if it's pressure upon them. So there are many different ways for humans, physical humans, to interpret fast-moving energy. So that's the ones that can, there are some humans that are very sensitive. They are born really this way. They are extra, their skin is extra sensitive. Their systems, their immune systems, their physical being inside is very sensitive. They react to everything. There are certain humans that are born this way. as if they are the sandpaper gone over their skin. So there are some humans like that. Doesn't mean they're better or worse than you. Then there are others who have coarser skin, harder, they didn't feel or see anything. That's all right too. So really the importance of this question is not, how can I see what someone else sees? It's this. We all can we all feel energy? Are we all energy? Are we energy when we leave our physical form? Are we together as one then? And therefore, are we together as one now? For really, if someone is able to see fast moving energy as a color or heat or pressure, that means that you are capable of it too. All right. And we'll explain that further before you say, well, how can I do this? You are able now, if you become as sensitive as the other human being, then you can be one with them. You can become one with their energy and their energy with yours. You can share energy with another human being. But you have to really allow most of your physical self to go. And if you were to do this, you would be not having a physical experience exactly. You'll be having a more energetic experience. And that occurs when you're finished there. So we have said many different angles here, but really the bottom line is you're there to have a human experience, have it. If you wish to be, be more sensitive or know more energetically, then do so. But you do not need to compare yourselves to others who are extra sensitive and see, feel, or hear things differently than you. For you're all humans that have energy contained within them, and you walk among energy, of course. So that's a very, very long answer. It answered many different things that you weren't exactly asking, but it's important to know that sometimes your questions separate you from the others. And specifically these sort of questions where you say, why does one person do this and not another? You're implying that you're different. Does that make any sense to you, or is that just really more confusing?
Like you mentioned, there's a number of different things that you've said in that. And so, there's a number of different angles just to think about what's been said.
Yes.
But it does make sense in terms of, because I'm always curious in terms of, hey, wait a minute, someone mentions that they can see something a certain way, or what we call, there's a certain knowing that people have more stronger than another person. We may be able to all do that, but I'm always curious in terms of, okay, how does that work for some and not others? But it's a good reminder how you mentioned also that, not, what did you say, dividing each other, like not, yeah. So that's a good reminder.
And you're really wondering, what is your special thing? What can I do? If they can see colors or hear temperature or change the weather, what about me? What can I do? And what can you do? You understand you have different gifts than the others.
I do.
You do understand this?
I do. And I'm just fascinated by all the different possibilities and trying to see around the corner, I guess, as a human, but then trying to let things flow and appear as it's meant to be, right?
Yes, this is the constant struggle of humans. They always want to go up and peek around the corner instead of waiting till you get there. And you get up there, you're tired out. Perhaps the thing's not ready yet, you see. That's the funny thing about running up to the corner. The gift isn't ready, the human's not there. There's no intersection yet because you speed it up the process. If you walk slowly to the corner, then you will absolutely meet perfect timing, you see. But if you run up to peek around the corner, things are not arranged yet. So what we wish to say to you is that you yourself have special gifts to offer to the world. You're very interested in energy because you're able to feel it in your fingertips. Now, you didn't really say your gift, which is sort of funny or typical of humans. You talk about others, but you're not yourself. So you yourself are able to feel energy through your fingertips, and yet somehow you didn't say, why doesn't everyone feel energy through their fingertips? No, you chose something that was different than you. You see? And that's the different route. I'm different than the others. They are different than me. But that's all right, because you are all interpreting energy in your own ways. Do you believe this to be so?
I do, and I guess I do also need to be aware. I've come to realize that often, even though I can feel energy in my hands,
Yes.
I just assume that everybody can feel it, and so it's that other aspect too, right? Where I just assume everybody's like me, but forget that we're all unique and we bring our own unique gifts into the world, I guess, or
your interpretation of your gifts. Let us say this.
okay.
Because really, when you say some people can see a color, they would be seeing a color, not the fingertips, where you choose to interpret it this way. So really, it's all energy work, you could say, or noticing energy, or we will say one more part to this, and then we will conclude. When there are humans who can see, feel, smell energy, or like all of this, but there's also those who really, really just want to have a human life. They don't want to get into that stuff, because that stuff's for the next time, for when they're done here. So there are many, many humans who just want to put their head down, and they want to buy things and have a job and have a dog and wash the dishes, all of this. They just want that. And that's absolutely fine as well, you see. So again, there's nothing to compare here either. Notice energy, don't notice it. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. As you know very well, energy is what's keeping you standing and speaking and everything else. But it's all right if you say, no, 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 there's no energy here. So there's no need to change the humans, any humans really, those with that have access and speaking of energy as if it's their best friend, or those who say there's no such thing. They're each having a human experience for the time that you are here. All right.
Great, thank you.
Let's just do namaste.
Okay. Namaste.
Are we complete?
Yes.
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 May we hear a note to conclude our energetic exchange.